Rana's mic is off because there's a little mic with a slash in it.
Yeah,
Red.
Tawana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go. Okay. Good morning, guys. My name is Joy Durham, and we're going to do it. I call them oil parties this morning, and the topic is going to be about nutrition. So I usually teach under or the title Joy's Oil Well, but there's a team of us that work together, and we teach under Oilmazing Life because we think once you start using oils, your life is amazing. Today's agenda, I'm going to go through real quick. I like to tell everybody what the agenda is so you know what's going to go on. We're going to do some welcomes, some intros. I'm going to talk a little bit about what oils are, how to use them so everybody's on the same page. We have a game that we're going to play real quick. I will tell you how to order, Georgia, if that's where people need to get started with their oils, or we have people in here who already have their accounts and they may want to add some of the things that we talk about today. And for those who do want to get started today, there is a fast action bonus that you can get some free stuff when you get started. And I will have a giveaway for people who came today. Well, actually, everybody is going to go into that giveaway. But if you brought a friend with you, that means you get an extra entry into that giveaway. Fair?
Yes.
All right. I'm assuming that's a chat that I see. Okay. Welcome, welcome. So I like to think of this as a party. So if we were having a party and you came to my house, I would imagine this would be the floor mat that you would see. This house runs on love, pizza, and essential oils, and it's very, very true in our house. I have a weird obsession with pizza, even though I've discovered I'm allergic to yeast. My husband has figured out how to make yeast-free crust for me, so I can still love on pizza.
Wow.
Just so you know who I am a marketing professional. I've been in marketing research, actually, as my day job for a little over 20 years. I'm a wife, a mother. I love doTERRA. The first oil that I used was actually peppermint, and it was to help with tummy issues. But I also love frankincense. To anyone who knows me, I say frankincense is my boyfriend. And I love adaptive, cardamom, and sandalwood as well. But first, we're going to play a game. So March is my birthday month. So we're going to play a birthday name game because I love March. And so the first thing, there's two things you're going to do on this for right now. You're going to assess what is your oil level. And so in the chat, you can type in if you are a 1, 2, or 3. You consider yourself a 1 if you've never heard of oils. Consider yourself a 2 if you've used them once or twice. And you consider yourself a 3 if you feel you are a pro. And then you're going to figure out your birthday name. So you look for the month you were born. So I was born in March. So my first name is Classy. The first initial of my first name is J. So that's chocolate. And then the shirt I'm wearing today actually is blue. So it's face. So my name is Classy Chocolate Face. And so I type that into Tawana, why are you looking like that? Type that into the chat. Let's see if I can see what y'all are typing to.
I don't know, purple shirt.
So
there is no purple option.
Is that what Tawana just said? That is a...
Ooh, Joy Durham, that's your favorite color.
I know it is. That's a sacrilege.
I don't wear any other color shirt.
I know. So if you have on a purple shirt, let's see, you can be Chuckles. That'd be your last name. So that was just a little, everybody get their name in there? I see a bunch. And your oil level. Tawana, what are some of the names we have going?
Angel Silver Sun. Still waiting. Yeah, Rochelle is Angel Silver Sun. I'm Sparkly Pink Chuckles. Georgia Angel Balloon Chuckles. Starry McBirthday Sun. Starry McBirthday Sun. That's in
Yeller.
And Dee Angel Balloon Chuckles.
A lot of angels. Oh, all righty. We'll keep going. I just like to do something just to loosen us up when we get started.
Angel Chocolate Chip.
Oh, we're getting chocolate. Okay. So we're going to get started with a little bit of background. What are essential oils? And so the very basic understanding of what they are is I think of them as plant medicine. The official definition is that they're natural, highly concentrated compounds that you'll find in different parts of the plant. They can be in the roots, the bark, the seeds, the flowers, or other parts of the plant. I think of them as plant medicine, and even more than that, because I actually make cleaners out of them. I use them in the washing machine, the dishwasher. I use them to clean different, hold on, someone's outside, make my doggy mad. Clean the different surfaces in our home as well. I want to share 3 cool things with you about essential oils. And the first one is that they're very effective. Now, why are they so effective? It's because they are very complex. So 1 drop of essential oils is, and that big number is 40 million trillion molecules in 1 drop of essential oils. And so our body has 100 trillion cells in it. So 1 drop of oil has enough molecules in it that it can cover every cell in our body 40,000 times. So that's one reason why they're so effective, because they're effective at the cellular level. The other thing is that it's really good to use them for prevention, and that's how I really like to use them. The second cool thing about them is that they're safe. So there's no side effects when you use them properly. And there's no getting addicted to them. Your body knows exactly what to do with essential oils when you use them, and you metabolize them out. The third cool thing is that they are inexpensive. So when I think about my oils, I think about a bottle this size. This is about a 15 ml bottle. It's going to have 250 drops in there. Now, we just discussed that how effective even 1 drop is. So when I'm using the oils, I'm pretty much using them 1 or 2 drops at a time, which means they really cost me pennies per drop. But even if I don't think of them in that term, if I think of the cost savings I have when I don't have to have copays, I don't have to deal with extra prescription costs, and even some over-the-counter drugs that I have personally experienced side effects from, over-the-counter drugs even, I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to pay for those. The other thing that I save is time. So a couple years ago, I had really bad eczema, and I had a skin ulcer. And so both of those things were going on back to back. And I spent a lot of time trying to get off work, having to go to the doctor, having to make appointments, waiting in the waiting room for the doctor. So a lot of these things for me, there's a lot of cost and time savings that I love by using my oils, because as you can see behind me, I just go and figure out what it is I need, and I use them and I take care of it. Obviously, I don't mean this for life or death situations, but for things you have going on, the oils typically are going to be able to help you. How do we use them? There are 3 main ways to use essential oils. The first one's aromatic, and that just means that we put them in the air. So we put them in the air typically to use a diffuser, but I can take an oil and I can drop it in my hands, rub my hands together and breathe it in as well. And so that's another aromatic way, a simple way. There is the essential oil jewelry. You can put it on and you can breathe them in as well. We do that because it's going to support the respiratory system. It's going to boost the immune system. It's actually going to kill some airborne pathogens. And so I always recommend that you have your diffusers running. And then it can uplift mood, especially our citrus oils, and it can neutralize odors. And that is one that I appreciate having by having teenagers, neutralizing some odors, and my doggy. The way you can use it is topically, and so that means you just rub it directly on you. And so I typically recommend that you rub it places where you have issues. So if you know, like I know this shoulder is stiff or whatever, I will rub the oils directly on there. Other places that you can rub are going to be on your neck. Typically, I rub on the back of my neck, on my pulse points. I like to do that as well, along the spine, especially when like my children are feeling cruddy. I might diffuse and I'll rub the oils along their spine, and then they'll get a good sleep and it'll get into their system quickly. Another place is forehead and temples. Actually, Dee Dee is the one who recommended to me to just rub my frankincense on my head every morning to help, because I was starting to get these weird headaches in the morning, and I haven't had them. So every morning I get up and I rub my frankincense on my head and my forehead and my temples. Another place is your chest and your abdomen. A lot of the emotional support oils I like to rub over my heart And so they're very effective in that way. And you can also put them on your arms, legs, and bottoms of feet. So we like to put them on the bottoms of our feet when we're not sure exactly where to apply them, because, you know, if you look at reflexology charts, it'll show you the different nerves that are going to be connected to different parts of your body. And so I don't always look for the reflexology chart. So what I do is just rub it on the whole foot. So I just rub it on all of the foot and it gets to where it needs to go. Now, I do want to caution you, if you put it on broken or injured skin, it's going to sting. So I wouldn't recommend that. And then we say not to apply them in your eyes, up your nose, or down your ear canal, because those are very sensitive areas as well. The third way you can use oils is internally. And so I want you to know your drink. I only recommend internal use for doTERRA's oils. And I say that because I trust doTERRA's oils, because I know the number of testing that they do on the oils, and I know the quality and the lengths that they go to make sure that these are very high quality oils. With that being said, I use them in supplements. We've actually made brownies and cookies and other things with the oils. I might put them in a veggie cap. I like to add them to my juice and smoothies, and even just to a glass of water, I'll put them in there. The other thing I just want to touch on real quick is the reason why I love doTERRA, and it's threefold. It's going to be people, plants, and product. The product I've already talked a little bit about, because they really are committed to pursuing what's pure. They want to make sure you have a pure oil. The plants, that's very important to them as well. They want to go where the plants are grown naturally. So it's going to be the most potent. And the people at the whole line, distribution line, or the whole line within the company, is very committed to providing what is pure. So I really am committed to that as well. Okay. So now it's time. You will need a piece of paper or something to keep track of this. We're going to play a really quick game. Does anybody have any questions up to this point? Because I just went over what the oils are and how to use them kind of quickly. We're good? Okay. So we're going to play Oily Never Have I Ever. So this game, I don't know, just the normal oily, just the normal Never Have I Ever game, it would always confuse me. I'd always do the opposite of what you're supposed to. So I have directions here. So give yourself a point if you have experienced any of the 13 items that are here. And I'm going to read them real quick so you'll know. So give yourself a point if you have. And we want to see who has the most points and then the least number of points. So number one, is Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats bring you most of your food? And that means more than 75% of the time. You have a usual order at McDonald's or any fast food place, and the cashier probably knows your name or your voice if you go through drive-through. You haven't bought fruit or veggies in over a month. If ketchup is the only produce you eat most of the days. If cookies, cupcakes, and other sweets and breads are a major food group to you. If you wonder if GMO, gluten, or soy are really a bad thing. If you can't eat pizza, ice cream, bread, etc. like you used to. I remember my granny was alive. She said that. She goes, yeah, I can't eat pizza like I used to. So I'm starting to get to that age to understand that, as much as I love pizza. It said, do you have problems keeping most of your meals down? So I know at one point in my life before oils, I would used to struggle a lot with just digesting food and just keeping it down. If you are popping antacid pills daily, give yourself a point. If you're tired of the BGs and tummy cramps, who here knows what I mean when I say BGs?
They were a rock group. They were a rock group when I was.
That's what I'm talking about. The BGs are the bubble guts. If your tummy's always upset and it's bubbling around, we call that the BGs, bubble guts. And tummy cramps, you're tired of that, give some point. If you keep losing and gaining the same weight, yeah, I've done that. If you're ready for a nap before dinner every day, no matter how much sleep you get, and if you eat everything that isn't nailed down and you're still hungry, give yourself a point. So we got our points added up.
Yes.
Give me a number.
Well, I would say probably 2 for me. I eat a lot of sweet. Well, not all the time, but like after dinner, I have to have cookie or something. So I don't know if that's considered a major food group for me. It's just part of my daily routine. I'll have to look at the new pyramid that's out. But definitely number 7. I can't eat full fat dairy or ice cream or anything like
Anything
that.
anymore.
And my
Yeah.
dad was a dairy farmer, so I'm sure he's turning over in his grave.
Aw.
Mine's 2 also. Mine's number 5 and number 11.
Yeah. That actually those are common. So I don't want y'all to feel bad. Those go hand in hand for a lot of people. So that's not bad. So 2. So y'all are good. Y'all have 2. So what other numbers do we have?
Yeah,
So those are our low end.
Yeah, we have a lot of 2 points and 3 points, and everybody, people agree at number 5 is, and Helga is number 5 is her love language,
Yep.
and 2 and 12 for Rochelle. I think at my highest number I was a 7. I'm thinking I'm down to a 0 now,
Ooh.
but yeah, 7.
Good.
Well, I used to have a couple of these other problems like the eating the dairy and stuff like that, and the stomach issues. But then I started taking a probiotic, which has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
So I got a pretty strong probiotic. But
That will help. That's what I take as well. I take the enzymes and the probiotics that doTERRA has and that's helped me a lot too, especially the enzymes. It helps break down the food. Well, y'all are good. I've had classes where they were off the charts. So this is good. What was our high number, Tawana?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Okay, so why are people so sick? Let's talk a little bit about that. I have notes. I haven't even looked at them. Isn't that funny? So why are people so sick? So a couple of the main reasons people are so sick is that poor soil. The soil isn't as good quality as it used to be. SAD. So you might know what SAD stands for. SAD stands for our standard American diet. And so it kind of tells you kind of where it is. And so the standard American diet is very heavy in sugars, refined sugars, highly processed foods as well. It isn't high in things that are good for us. And so that's why I always chuckle when I see SAD, because I know like that it means standard American diet. Also, overuse of medications, in particular antibiotics, is another reason why that's tearing up people's guts as well. So nutrition is actually very foundational. It allows the body to function at its optimal. It also helps when it is at its optimal to have increased energy, have increased mental clarity. I know one of the things that I noticed when I started using doTERRA's supplements was that a lot of the brain fog that I would have was lifted. It helped a lot with that because I was getting the nutrition that my body needed. Also, when you have proper nutrition, it helps to support the cardiovascular health and proper inflammatory responses. So for me, I feel like nutrition is the foundation of wellness. And so it's really important that we talk about it. And that's kind of why I led off with this class in this series, because the body really can heal itself, but it's really based on how we fuel it and what we put into it. And so let's look at actually what doTERRA has to offer that is actually brand new. This came out in January, I think. Didn't it, Tawana and Dee? I think it was January they introduced these. And so they now have a nutrition line. And so all of these we're going to talk about, there are actually 3 different things that are in the nutrition line now. And the first one we're going to talk about is fiber. So actually fiber is funny. That's actually my favorite one. I love the fiber. And I was going to have the package for you, but I already opened my package and I dumped it all out and I put it into a container. So I don't even have my package anymore right now. But what I love about these is that they are really easy to use, for fiber, I think of it as providing digestive support. The one thing I love about it is that it does contain lemon essential oil. And so everybody that I've said, ooh, smell this, smell it, they're like, that smells good. It's not what you would expect fiber to smell like. And that's because it has that lemon essential oil in it. So the primary benefits are high source of fiber. It has vitamin C, helps maintain a healthy biome or that stomach. It promotes healthy digestive function, cardiovascular health, immune system, metabolic processes that help support weight management goals. So we all know that the body is one big system. So obviously, if you start to help one thing like the digestive health or your gut, it's going to affect these other areas as well and help manage weight goals. So I have pictured here our PB Assist, and that's our probiotic, Georgia. And then the TerraZyme. So those were two things that I was saying that I started using that really helped with a lot of my digestive issues. And actually, Dee Dee was the one who recommended that I increase my TerraZyme at one point, and it has made a difference. I think I take it about 3 or 4 a day right now. So I love them. So the fiber, I tell you how easy it is to use this. So you mix 1 scoop, it says, of the fiber with 10 ounces of water and you drink. And I do that. I love it in just plain water, and I might put ice in it. I've heard people that may add it to warm water and drink it. It is like a tea for me. It's like my nighttime tea, and I drink it. And the one thing I really like is that it helps with when I feel bloated and kind of probably I've eaten some crap I shouldn't have that day. So it really helps with that. And I'm going to share what's in it exactly. So actually, this package you see provides 30 servings. So when I sent out samples for these, different people got samples. One thing I told them was start smaller, start with a half a scoop, start with a half serving. I always tell people to start small when you start with natural things because you don't know how your body's going to react. And not that it necessarily will react in a very bad or violent way, because these nutrition line I've discovered are very gentle on my system when I use them. But the thing is, if you've put a lot of crud into your body for a long time, when you start using healthy stuff, your body's going to want to get rid of that crud, and you might not enjoy that experience. So I always say start small. But this fiber, it has apple fiber, tapioca fiber, flaxseed powder, guar gum, citric acid, lemon peel oil, stevia, and natural flavor. So all of the things in the nutrition line are, they do not add extra sugar. So one of the things that always would drive me crazy is you get all this stuff and it's supposed to be healthy, but they added extra sugar. So what they sweeten these with, which helps with the yummy taste, is that it's going to have monk fruit and stevia in it. So that's going to be all of them. And so, like I said, I paired the PB Assist and the TerraZyme in this picture because I feel like those go really well together with the fiber, and they will work together to help.
How big is the scoop? How big is the scoop that's in the bag? Like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons?
It's a little bigger. I have this one, but this one's closed. This scoop is rather large. So this scoop, I'm feeling it, is about this big.
Oh, okay. So it looks.
Oh, there. Thank you, Tawana. You see Tawana hold up the scoop?
It looks like it's about the size of the little plastic container they give you at the pharmacy sometimes for liquid medicines.
A little bigger. I know what you're talking about, but a little bigger, like the little cap that's on top of the stuff. Yeah, it's a little bigger than that. But the thing is, this is what I noticed. They have these scoops, but there's a level line inside of it. And so it's not really the whole scoop. And so, like I said, I started with half, and I typically use half for now. And I get relief even with the half. So I'm happy with that. The other thing that we have is going to be protein. Now, the protein comes in 3 varieties. It's going to have chocolate, vanilla, and then vegan or plant-based. That's the one I have because I'm vegetarian. So I have that one. So you can kind of see the size, see it next to my head, how big it is. So that's how big the package is. Shut up, Tawana. I can see her smirking. So the chocolate and the vanilla actually are whey based. So they're going to have whey protein, which means that it's going to be animal based protein. And then the vegetarian one is going to be pea protein based. And so that's what this one is. So the primary benefits are going to be the protein blends, the all natural flavors with monk fruit and stevia. It's going to have the amino acids that you need that help with energy and stamina. It's going to help you control your appetite. It's going to provide the body the necessary nutrients to produce ATP. And the ATP is going to be very beneficial and lots of the functions that your cells need to do on a daily basis. Oh, my phone's beeping at me. It's also going to support muscle growth and recovery. It's going to be free from GMOs, gluten, soy, and RBST hormone. And so that hormone is typically what dairy farmers may use to give, it's a growth hormone that they give to cows to help them with increased milk production. So has anybody tried these yet that wants to share how their experience with them? Have they tried them, anything? And I had some people that I sampled. I don't know if they were on here yet. So you won't think it's just me. One thing that I like about them is that they're very smooth. So they don't have that grittiness that you are used to when you have powders that you may use. And that they are tasty. I mean, one thing I like. And so let's look a little bit closer. Let me get my sheet for protein. So for the protein, like I said, there's 3 different flavors. There are 20 servings in this container. When you get it, there's 20 servings in there, and it's just the same. It's really easy to use. You can put with, where's my direction? So you can blend 1 scoop with 8 ounces of water or your preferred choice of milk. I like creamy oat milk. Until it is smoothie and creamy. You can add fruits and veggies for added flavor and nutrition. And if you want to even kick it up a notch, you can add a drop of an essential oil in it. So some of our citrus oils may be good in there. Some people, if depending on what you put with it, may add a drop of lavender, a drop of On Guard or cloves, all kinds of things you can do with it. These make awesome smoothies. I'm a smoothie girl, so I am one that would prefer to drink my nutrition and eat it sometimes. So those are awesome. The last one is the greens. Now the greens are the ones that are flying off the shelf. They can't keep it in stock. Last I checked, it was still out of stock. Tawana, Dee, do you know if it's back yet? I don't think so. So let's talk about why. Now, why would these be selling out so much? So one thing I'm thinking about these is that they're really good for metabolic support. The primary benefits is that it's providing you 1 to 2 servings of fruits and veggies. So I don't know who struggles with getting fruits and veggies in their diet. We're supposed to have 5 to 9 servings of fruits and veggies a day. And I know I struggle with getting 1 into my kids a day. So having something like this is going to be really beneficial to help people get those fruits and veggies into their diet. It's a great source of dietary fiber. It can help normal metabolism. And again, they're all non-GMO, gluten-free, and vegan friendly. I paired the greens with On Guard and with the LLV. So now the LLV is our supplements, and a lot of people start with that for their foundation because LLV is really good at giving you nutritional support, and it provides, I don't want to lie to y'all, let me find it, 12 servings of fruits and vegetables. So you put those together, you're doing pretty good right there. And so I put On Guard on there because when you have a healthy gut and you're getting all the fruits and vegetables and the fuel you need, that's going to help boost your immune system. And that's what On Guard does as well. So I would make a smoothie, put a drop of On Guard in there, and that's going to be a really good support for you as well. Let me see.
Joy, you do the fiber, protein, and greens every day?
No, I do fiber pretty much every day. I do greens when I remember, because the thing is I do smoothies almost every day, but I kind of rotate which ones I do. And so when I'm doing my green smoothie, then I'll, try to add that to it. And I'm still, like I said, this is new. So I'm still figuring out and learning which things I like as well. The protein, is probably the one that I've used the least so far because I'm already in my habit of using certain smoothies, and that's the one that I want to work on incorporating more. I've tried all of them and I love all of them. So not that I don't try them, I think it's more of a habit. But the fiber is the one that I've gotten my habit down. So I drink it, like I said, with water at night, and that's my nightcap. So yeah, that's a good question. But you can. I know people that mix the greens. I think it's the greens and the fiber together, or no, it's greens and protein, and they make a drink out of it, and they say it's delicious. And so I don't know, JoJo wouldn't remember. I think we tried it, and she liked it a lot. And I'm going to tell you, I should have said this before. These are all teenager approved, like teenager girl approved. So that's a big deal. Just saying.
How many servings are in the greens?
The greens has 30 servings. And again, the greens and the fiber are smaller scoops, and those a little bit goes a long way with them as well. You're gonna taste it. Oh, let me tell you what's in the greens, because that's a big deal. This is probably why they're flying. The greens are hard to keep in stock. So it has a green blend. It has kale leaf, alfalfa leaf, wheatgrass, dandelion leaf, spinach leaf, parsley leaf, oatgrass powder, barley grass powder, oatgrass juice powder, broccoli, cabbage leaf, collard leaf, barley grass juice powder. That's just the green part. So the greens also have a superfood component, which is pretty cool. So it's going to have moringa. It's going to have acai berry, it's going to have mangosteen and goji. So we know all those superfoods a lot of people are always trying to get, where they're already in these greens as well. And this also has the fruit blend. It has pineapple, it has mango, has guava, and it has a cherry in it as well. And then I almost forgot to tell y'all, it has lemon essential oil and ginger essential oil. So this is packing a punch. And so I understand why a lot of people want to keep these. It kind of gives them a shortcut to getting their fruits and veggies in. That's why.
And what do you mix it with? Water?
You can. I would put it with, and I think I have a couple recipes. Yeah. And so there is actually an ebook that doTERRA has made that you can get a bunch of different recipes on how to use these powders as well. Some of them are drinks and some of them are food as well, food recipes. And so here's a couple examples. They're a little blurry. I couldn't get a good picture of them. I tried. I didn't have my tech support. I'm sure she could have got it for me. But the first one is doTERRA green smoothie. And so it takes water. It takes 2 scoops of doTERRA greens, a handful of spinach, frozen bananas, frozen or just regular avocado. I freeze my avocado. Ice cubes, and then it puts in lime oil and mix it up. So that one is adding spinach and fruit to that one. And then you have your PB&J. I thought I heard something. No. So then you have PB&J. So PB&J actually, even before I had this, was my favorite smoothie. And so PB&J has the almond milk or cashew milk. I use oat milk. It has greens, frozen strawberries, frozen bananas, raspberries. You can substitute blueberries. That's what I use. A tablespoon of peanut butter. I think, Tawana, you use peanut butter powder, don't you?
Yep.
Yep. And then a drop of lemon essential oil. So I'm going to tell you, someone saw my recipe once and I was like, they're like, peanut butter. I'm like, girl, don't knock it. I said, it's good. If you don't have a peanut allergy, I would definitely try the PB&J smoothie. And so, like I said, there is an ebook doTERRA made. It's on the doTERRA site. If you can't find it, or if you don't want to have to go look for it, ask your oil lady or whoever invited you to this class. They can help you. I know exactly where it is, but I'm on the doTERRA site all the time. But it's a really cool ebook, and it gives you lots of ideas on how to use this.
Could you make one of these? Could you make one of these smoothies and freeze it and then and then eat it like ice cream, or would it separate?
You should be fine. I made mine. I'm gonna try that. That sounds like a good idea. I usually just drink them right away. So when you do that, it's really going to depend on how much liquid you add to it. I would decrease the liquid and make it a smoother creamier, thicker, and then freeze it, and you'd be okay. So when you go back in to eat it like ice cream, the problem will be just roll it, like kind of have ice cream rolls that you've seen that before.
And one last question. Instead of the almond or cashew milk, can I do my lactate?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rarely have cashew milk because cashews can be pricey. We have lots of almond milk. I use it mostly to cook with as our milk. And then the oat milk is real creamy. I like it. And I use it for smoothies now. So yeah, whatever milk you prefer, like if you want to drink, traditional normal dairy milk, you can do that as well. It'll be fine. It's really more of what is your taste preference and what's going to get you to get your greens in. That's what I would be most concerned with. But those are great questions. So let's keep going. So we've gone over just real quickly about what oils are, how to use them, and then we talked about the nutrition line. What I have here are a couple of options. These aren't the only options that doTERRA offers. These are a couple of options that can help you get started with your oils if you don't have an account yet. So basically how doTERRA is set up is that they sell all their products through distributors, which I am, Dee Dee is, Twan is, and they do it through, you have a wholesale account with doTERRA. So when you get a wholesale account with doTERRA, you get 25% off of everything that they sell, and your account is good for a year. So it's really the same as getting a Sam's or Costco wholesale membership. And so I always recommend, this drives me crazy, to people, start with the starter kit, because we start with the starter kit, they've already discounted that kit and you're going to get a bunch of different products. And so these are two options I think that make the most sense based on what we talked about today to get started with. The first one is the Healthy Habits Enrollment Kit. And so it's going to include the Deep Blue Rub. And so that's going to be one that's going to be good for body aches and pains. And then it's going to have the vitamins, it's going to have the enzymes we talked about, the probiotics, and the fiber powder is in it. And then a bunch of really cool oils that we really didn't go into, but frankincense is in this bundle. And frankincense is one of most prized oils. A lot of people want that one as well. This wholesale to get started with this bundle is $221, and you're saving around $75 when you start with that one. If that one isn't quite for you, another one that I highly recommend is a Simple Solutions Plus enrollment kit. And so it has Deep Blue Rub again, and it's going to have the protein powder in it. And you can pick which protein powder you want, if you want chocolate vanilla or the vegan one. It's going to have the On Guard spray. Now, On Guard spray, I take everywhere. You can ask anybody that uses it, they take it everywhere with them. They spray everything down, especially now. I spray my hands. I spray, if I go in the grocery store, grocery carts, anything that I touch, I'm always spraying to sanitize. It's going to have lemon, On Guard, and Serenity oils in it as well. And that one to get started is $151. Like I said, these are just two options. If there are, there are other options to get started, but these are the two that are going to be, I think, are going to do the best for you right now. And I would say, talk to who invited you here today, or your oil lady, and they will be able to guide you with that. So, but what I do want to tell you is that there is a fast action bonus. So if you get your kit and get started within 3 business days of this class, so 3 business days from today, you can get some free stuff. And so that means if you start with either one of those kits or any other of the kits that we have available that are 100 PV or more, then you will get Citrus Bliss. So Citrus Bliss is an awesome oil. So what it sounds like is what it is. It is a bunch of citrus oils in it, and they're blissfully existing. But what is really cool about the citrus oils is that they're mood elevators. And so if you struggle with sad feelings or depression, or struggle with needing a little bit of emotional support, the citrus oils are really good for you. And Citrus Bliss has a bunch of them in there. It's also good, citrus oils are good for cleaning. And so you can make cleaners out of them, clean surfaces, wipe things down. And so that's why Citrus Bliss is a really cool oil to have. You're also going to get an ebook. And so this is for people that are on my team. You're going to get an ebook, and in this ebook, it's going to have a bunch of protocols in it. And so you may have an issue like high blood pressure or diabetes or something that you want to work on. And it's not going to be a fast fix, but there are going to be protocols in the book that are going to help you know, okay, this is the regimen or what I need to do, each day, and what oils and supplements that are going to help me move in a better direction. Now, if you decide to start with one of those kits or another kit, or you want to add things to one of those kits, and when you start, it's 300 PV or more, then you'll get the Citrus Bliss and Adaptive Oil and the ebook. So the Adaptive Oil is I'm looking at it over there, is our emotional support oil. So that is the oil that I personally use for panic attacks. I use it with my kids for homework help, for anxiety. They had a lot of anxiety, obviously, this past year and been remote learning. And so they both know, they have a test or something coming. They'll come up here to my desk and I can tell they're antsy. I'm like, do you want the Adaptive? And they're like, yeah. And so they'll put the Adaptive on and it helps them to calm down. I know a number of us use the Adaptive as well. Don't stress out about what the PV means. Your oil lady can help you, but basically it just means product value. Everything is assigned a value in doTERRA. And like I said, those two kits that I showed you previously will qualify for you to get the Citrus Bliss for free. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So how do you order? So how do you get started? So we've gone through all this. You want to know, how do I get started? You decide what works best for you and your family. So a lot of times I tell people, think about the things that you need are going to help you, and think about your family. What are some things that you need for them as well? Contact your oil person. Like I said, do it within 3 business days. Get started. You can get some free stuff, or you can talk to me or one of the oil ladies afterwards, and we can do that. Think about who invited you today. So if it was any of the ladies listed here, you need to know that information, because I want you to enter today's drawing. The way you do that is you text that number 346-415-6714. Just text your first and last name, your email address, and who invited you. And if you brought somebody with you today, tell me who that is too, because that'll give you an extra entry. And so what I'm giving away for today's class is going to be this aroma clip. Can you see that? So it's like, you see those car vent clips. And so this is kind of like that, but you can clip it lots of different places. It's still sealed, so I'm not going to open it. Here's on the back, it's a better picture. And so you just add the oils in there, and then you clip it, and it's actually a little diffuser. It's kind of cool. I had an extra one, so I said I can give that today. Give that away today's class. So to enter today's drawing for this, just text that number 346-415-6714 and let us know. And I will, especially if you're a new person, because I have to keep track of everybody that attends the classes. It's just an easy way for me to do that.
So is this for everybody?
Yeah, everybody can enter it. Yes, you took the time to join us this morning. I appreciate that very much. And so I'm going to give some stuff away. I had that extra one of those. Last thing I want to tell you is that we do have ongoing classes right now. This is the class schedule that we have. This week's nutrition. Next week, we'll talk about digestive health. If you want a sample of any of the things on here, so I have digestive health, I have pain, sleep, stress and emotions, immune support, and respiratory and allergies. All of those things, if you want a sample of any of those, you can request it at the link that got you here. There's a place there where you click class. There's also a place where you can click on sample request, I think is what it's called, and it'll take you to a Google form, and you just fill it out and we'll send you a sample of any of those. So here's the thing. This is why when I say, did you bring a friend? And I need to know if you brought a friend, because when you bring a friend and you get started, if you're not already have your wholesale account and they get their wholesale account with 100 PV, both of you are going to be entered into a drawing to win $250. And so that's why I always ask that, I want to keep track of that. Also, you can host and earn free products. So if you want to host a class, and basically you can just invite people to this class, at these times, and that's hosting. That can count as hosting for you. And when they get started with their wholesale account, or if they order things, you're going to earn free product too. And the last thing that I always offer to people, if you want to learn how to earn extra income by helping people, like teaching or sharing or just sharing with people, we can walk you through that as well. So that, I think, Yeah, that is pretty much the class for today. I always like to end with a quote that makes us kind of think. So people get all worked up. Well, I don't know this or I don't have this. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And so that's kind of what we like to encourage people to do. And even with the oils or even with your wellness journey, wherever you are, let's start there and let's get you some help and let's get going. So does anybody have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing because I like to see everybody. And all I see are little screens right now. There we go. Now I can see everybody.
I just tried to text and it won't go through,
It won't go through.
but it's probably a problem with you and me again.
Well, that's a different number.
I know, but it still came up in my contacts when I typed it in.
But you've been texting me, so that's. Let me
Anyway,
see.
you know all the information. I just had a snarky comment for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate this.
I'm happy to read it to the group.
Go ahead. You want to share? Here, let me
My
stop the
name
recording.